Uh-oh. Right there. Just got through mulching 4 rows of tomatoes. Now I'll start out by telling you what this is. This is straw. I was walking down the road in Tractor Supply last night and seen a straw bale. So I was like, you know what? Let's try this on the tomatoes. Now I did not think that I would be able to do all 4 of these rows with just this one bale, but I did. It went a whole lot farther than what I thought. You know, I just bought one bale because it really wasn't that cheap, and I thought, you know, I'll just do a row, you know, maybe we'll see how it goes. And boy, was I surprised. I actually got all 4 rows here. Now these rows are about 44-45 feet long, and so that'll tell you about how much you can do here. Some of this I did get outside a little bit. You know, I probably could have got it in tighter and even stretched it a little bit farther. I've got 6 plants down there that I wasn't able to do, but I think I'm going to try something a little bit different on those. I have a different idea on those. I made sure to mulch around my plants first, and then I came back and filled in between. These 2 rows are determinants. I will be doing my Florida weave on those, and I put one line of Florida weave down here because we had a lot of wind the other day, just real high winds for like 2 days. So I just kind of wanted to give these a little bit more support. But I'm actually going to be doing a different trellis style on these 2 rows because they are indeterminates. I have done the Florida weaves on indeterminates the past couple of years, and it works okay, but they will be growing way up and leaning over, actually coming over and touching one of these other rows, and before it's over with, they're just you know, completely out of hand. But you know, you'll have to wait for another video to see what I do on those. Now it is kind of messy in here, but I think once I run my Haas cultivator through here, just do a shallow cultivation on these rows, these things will look really nice with this contrasting colors of mulch here. Now, I'm suspecting that as the season goes on, these will probably start turning brown and blending in more of the dirt. Probably not going to stay this white color the whole season, and that's fine. Alright guys, come out here just kind of checking the mulch, see how it was looking today. I ran out of daylight yesterday, so I'm out here after work today. A lot brighter now, so definitely should be a little bit better footage. And I came over here to my Cherokee purples that I have, and one of them is missing. As you can see, it's cut off right there at the stem. What this means is we have a cutworm here somewhere. So I've just kind of been scraping back at the dirt, trying to find him. And he's going to be here somewhere. They're usually not far. Might take a little while. Uh-oh. Right there. That's the culprit right there. So here is what we do to those. Alright, well luckily I have a few extra plants. I keep a few extras just for that reason right there. So I will get that one replanted. I actually found another cutworm yesterday, so hopefully that's all of them. But you know, I guess we'll find out before it's over with. Well, alright, so why mulch in the garden? Why mulch the tomatoes? You can ask 100 different gardeners and read 100 different blogs, and they're all going to tell you something a little bit different. So obviously this is just my opinion and the reasons why I'm doing it. So you can definitely take what I'm saying here and form your own opinion. So for me, I'm mulching my tomatoes this year because we always get heavy spring rains, and we're in a hot, humid environment here anyway during the spring and the summer here in southeast Oklahoma. And on tomatoes, even though I select varieties that have a very good disease package, they always get something, you know, blight, some other type of fungal something or another. Sometimes they get something that's bacteria related, and I think a lot of that is because of things that are in our soil and the dirt that's already here. It's natural, right? But in our case, when we get those heavy spring rains, it's not uncommon to come out here after a storm and see so much sand on the leaves of these plants that they will actually be bent over and almost touching the ground because they're so heavy that there's so much sand just caking that leaf from where the rain hit the sand, you know, the garden bed, and splashed up on the leaf. And so that's one reason why I'm doing this mulch here. Like I said, this is straw. Is it the best mulch? I don't know. I think it's going to work really good for this purpose. And I know that some other gardeners out there swear by mulch. Swear by straw. Straw is what I meant to say. So yeah, we'll just have to see. But, you know, I think this is going to work out great. So a few other things. One of the main reasons why a lot of gardeners use mulch is because they say that it holds moisture underneath that mulch, you know, keeps it from evaporating so fast, especially during the hot summer. And that's true, it will. I'm not really so much concerned about moisture because I'm using drip irrigation, and I have had very good success using the drip irrigation even during drought periods in the summer. You know, the garden will still be looking really good and green, growing really good, and that is all because of the drip irrigation. Now, one bonus to the mulch here, and another reason why I'm doing it, is because I think it will make weeding in between these tomato plants a lot easier. If nothing else, you know, I may not have to do it hardly at all, just a few weeds or grass plants here and there. And since I mentioned grass, that reminds me of one thing I wanted to talk about, and that is I've seen several channels out there recommending for mulch. You know, the best mulch is just whatever you have available. If it's grass clippings, use grass clippings. If it's hay, use hay. You know, I kind of disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because it really depends on the grass that you have and the area that you're living in. And what I mean by that is this: in our area, our primary grasses are Bermuda grass and Bahia. And I don't know if you have any experience with either of those two, but you definitely don't want to be putting those in the garden. Now, Bermuda grass, it will spread very easily from stems that you cut. Let's say you cut your yard, you rake those up, and you throw them in your garden. You know what's going to happen? You're going to have Bermuda grass in your garden. It doesn't need seeds to propagate. Everywhere where there's a node, they call them nodes, it's just like a little joint, it looks like, on that grass stem. That point will shoot roots down and shoot a stem up, and like I said, now you have Bermuda grass in your garden. Now, Bahia doesn't spread quite that easily, but with Bahia, you know, as soon as you mow that grass, as soon as you mow Bahia, it's starting to shoot a seed head up, and when that seed head comes up, it's there, it's got seeds on it. So if you cut that, let's say you have a bunch of seed heads up, you cut it, you come throw that in your garden for mulch. Now you're having to deal with Bahia grass in your garden. So for those reasons, especially in my area, I do not recommend using grass clippings for mulch in your garden unless you had a variety that you knew wasn't going to spread very easily, and it was just the leaf grass clippings and no stems, no seed heads or anything like that. So if you use grass clippings, just be very cautious of what you use and make sure you know what you're putting in there. Now, a lot of people want to mulch their garden with things that they use like around the flower beds up around their house, and I would kind of discourage that too, because a lot of the stuff you buy, these mulch bags, these dyed mulch bags that you see at the big box stores, most of them are just made out of old junk wood, pallets, whatever, you know, whatever type of wood they can get their hands on. And a lot of that stuff might have chemicals in it, things like that, and they just throw some dye on it to make it look good and throw it in a bag and sell it to you guys or me, you know, whatever. We have that type of mulch up by the house, but I will not use that in the garden at all. So, all right, there you go. That's my thoughts on it. That's what I'm using, why I'm using it, and why I'm not using some other things. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video at all, do me a huge favor. Click that like button for me. It would really help the channel stand out to the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time.